Going on, bad turn.
Hey, hey.
No Luke this week? It's going to be a different one.
I know they said that you were up for the task and ready to lead it. What do you think?
I think if I did it, it would be not as good as if Jennie did it. We'd probably quit after half an hour.
So, okay, we'll do a matter of fact, there we go. We got Douglas that's in here. We'll just have him speaking about wallet and everything the whole time.
Yeah, plenty of the team here, so it'll be good.
Yeah, we don't have the same troublemakers we used to. Touch wood.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, if nothing else, we can always default to Marshall and get him to talk about everything he's been working on.
Exactly.
I'm not making my girlfriend do the singing bowls this week. You're safe from that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how sensitive my ears was to that, man.
Hello, everyone. Oh, were you guys talking about the sound bath?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to put you through that this time. We thought about it. We deeply considered it, but I remembered that specifically you really didn't enjoy it, C-Ray.
We need your ears to be able to hear the sounds of people unable to knowing what to do and you knowing how to fix it.
All right, should we give everyone a couple minutes?
No, straight in.
Yeah, it's 4:01, Jenny.
All right. Okay, we can kick off then. So I'm guessing that my team already filled everybody in, that Luke won't be able to make it today.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, we'll be filling in again to host on his behalf. Like with the last time we hosted the Bat Community Call, we're going to switch up the format a little bit, deviate just a little bit from the standard community call format. We have quite a few community updates to relay, and as usual, we'll hear from some brave team members, including the whole community team. So I think we've got everyone in the house today. We've got Ern, Drew, Guillermo, Paula, and myself. In addition, Sherrell, I believe, will give an update on our partner Xborg and perhaps also a small ads update. Marshall Rose will share an exciting Web3 talk update. James will hop in with a wallet update in a little bit, and Carlos will join us later to talk about what's currently going on in BizDev at Brave. And then I also see we have Godson in the audience and a couple other ambassadors. So, we'll see what ends up happening. But hopefully we can do a good job and keep it entertaining for you all in Luke's absence. And as always, Marshall Rose and the Bat Community team will be moderating the call. We're going to do as best as we can without the full permissions because Luke wasn't here to transfer access today. So if you do encounter any technical problems during the hour, you can try DMing us here or you can tag us in Discord in the Bat Cave channel and we'll do our best to help. But usually we don't have too many issues. So I think we will be okay. And I also, want to remind everyone that, of course, we'll be returning to our regular scheduled programming with Luke next week. So if you have any questions that you think are best suited for Luke, then please hold them until then, or we can relay them to him in the meantime. But yeah. Okay, so I can kick us off actually with some Bat Ambassador program updates. I have a few that I want to share. So as a quick refresher, for anyone who hasn't been listening to my updates every week. And hopefully it's not too repetitive for those of you who are here every week. But we launched season 3 of our Bat Ambassadors program in May. And since then, we've been busy onboarding and training all of the new members. Currently, we have just over 30 active ambassadors in the group, which is more than we've ever had. And I would say that this is our best and most engaged group yet. And it also contains participants from past seasons as well. So we do have some people from season 1 and season 2 carrying over into the season 3 group. And at the moment, I think the cohort that we have is very strong. Oh, hang on a second. I'm just going to pause my Slack notifications. Sorry, everybody. Okay. Hi. Okay, sorry about that. Going back to what I was saying, yeah, so starting this week, everyone is going to really get a chance to start seeing all of the hard work that our ambassadors have been putting in. They've been working on stuff behind the scenes. Like I said, we've been doing orientation and training, which takes a while, but now we're really kicking things off. So I wanted to cover or just highlight some upcoming events from our ambassadors for you all. So I'll start with Stan from Kenya. So our fabulous Bat Ambassador Stan will be participating in the Kenya Blockchain and Crypto Conference in Nairobi, taking place later this week on the 27th and 28th of July. So in just a couple of days. And this conference, yay, yes, applause are welcome for sure. The conference aims to mainstream blockchain and crypto in Africa, and it will host about 200 attendees from various sectors, including developers, investors, traders, and other startups. And Stan will use this opportunity to engage with attendees and discuss how Brave can address the region's key concerns, namely digital privacy, security, and cryptocurrency. According to Stan, these issues are particularly relevant in Kenya, where the idea of blockchain is gaining traction daily, and the potential for crypto ecosystem investment is quite vast. With the rise of digital technologies, concerns about data privacy and security have become increasingly important. And this is particularly true in Kenya, where internet usage is very high. So Sam will communicate how Brave's focus on privacy and security aligns with some of these concerns. And the last thing I want to mention is Stan told us he will also be sure to highlight Brave's unique feature of ad blocking on YouTube, which everybody loves, but he believes that it'll resonate strongly with the audience there, given the popularity and frequent use of YouTube in the region for music streaming. So we're super excited for him. Sorry, guys, I'm just going to pause and take a sip of water.
Yep. Looks like Stan's actually here in the house. So.
Oh, amazing, Stan. Yeah.
Good luck, Stan.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you. But my internet is a bit down. Maybe you can hear me well. I'm excited. We're having all the major players in the Web3 in attending the conference, and also we're having the information and technology also attending. So it will be a great event, and I'm looking forward to presenting Brave and BAT to the fullest. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stan. We know that you'll do an awesome, awesome job. And we look forward to seeing photos and videos and getting your feedback from the event. I'm sure it'll be the first of many. And for anyone interested in reading about that event, I put the link in the chat box, so you guys can check that out. Okay, I have a few more to run through. So next, Brazil's very own Bat Ambassador, Bruno. I don't know if Bruno's here today, is he? I don't think so. He's probably busy preparing.
Yeah, didn't see him, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, all good. But he'll be taking part in an event called Art with Open Doors, hosted by the Rio Crypto Hub in Rio de Janeiro on July 29th. So again, just a few days away. And this event promises to be a deep dive into, the digital art world. And it will feature talks and panels geared towards local artists and creatives. So a little bit different. And in addition, the event will feature various workshops, including one titled How to Mint Your First NFT, and one hosted by Bruno about how to monetize your art and other digital content with Brave's Creator Program, which of course introduces creators to the Creator Program and walks them through the sign-up process. He will also be giving a comprehensive presentation on Bat and Brave in Portuguese, which is awesome. and shedding light on its potential in the digital world. So yes, let's see if I have any other details about this event. Oh yeah, I made some other notes. Yeah, so this event is organized by Unstable DAO, which is a forward-thinking group exploring innovative business methods in the realms of generative art, AI, and cryptocurrencies. And they're known for their involvement in various sectors, including NFTs, P2P, and other major tech events in Brazil. And Algorand is also one of the title sponsors of this one. So I'll put the link for this one in the chat as well if you want to check that one out. But Bruno's not here, but hats off to Bruno for doing that. And then there are a few more. Let me know if I'm boring you guys. We can always hop back to these. But coming up next month on the 17th and 18th of August, our ambassador from Colombia, Wilfredo, will be representing Brave at the Crypto Latin Fest in Bogota. And the Crypto Latin Fest is now in its 6th edition, and it's the largest, most influential and inclusive gathering for crypto and blockchain in Latam. And the event will be held at the Centro Interactivo Maloca, which is one of the most important venues in the country. Super exciting. I don't think I have a link for this one just yet, or I do. Oh yeah, I do. But yes, Wilfredo has attended several events with Brave in the past, so we have no doubt that he'll do a great job representing the project and answering any questions that may arise. And there's the link to that one. Jennie with the Espanol. I try. Okay, we've got one more I want to cover. So in Uganda, our ambassador named Shidi has created a whole comprehensive plan to promote Brave and Bat in Africa through community engagement. So his campaign, set to span over the course of 8 months, will target diverse communities, including universities, the National Information and Technology Authority, mainstream media, and the general public. In August, he plans to host a Brave University meetup in collaboration with Binance and Encode Camp Uganda. And come August, the focus will shift to Rwanda with plans to establish a community there, hosting an inaugural Bat and Brave event in Kigali. And Shidi's efforts will address key local issues such as restrictive internet regulations and high data consumption, positioning Brave and Bat as effective solutions. So we're really pumped about that too. Yes, thank you guys. Yeah, the ambassadors are doing excellent work. And last but not least, Paula is also hosting an event at a local school in Costa Rica in August, but I will let her share details about that when she gives her update in a few minutes. And I wonder if I should pause because I'm talking a lot. Should I hand it off to Adam and then we can hop back to a couple other updates from me?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Hand it off. Let's switch it up.
So a lot of what I've been doing is helping Jennie with the stuff that she's been updating us on. But we've started to get some of the old ambassadors back on the program, back into the program. Like what we learned in season 2 was how much we got out of the weekly calls, because you know when you actually talk to people, you get to know them, you find out what they like and how you can help them. So we're making that mandatory now. So people have to have a onboarding session with us to carry on as season 3. The weekly call has been carrying on Monday, and we have an earlier slot as well, so we can catch people in different time zones. We got Viking came yesterday. Yeah, I'm excited for the meme contest to be running again, and I'll be announcing the winners on this call next week.
Awesome. Thank you, Adam. And yes, week 25 of the meme contest is up. We've brought it back. You know, we've been taking breaks in between competitions just to, you know, let you guys refuel, get those creative juices going again. I know sometimes y'all run out of steam and that's totally understandable, but it's been a couple weeks, so we're bringing it back. Thanks, Adam. Okay, so I'll just cover my last few little updates here and then I'll hand it off to Drew. And then we can, you know, go through all the team member updates. But yeah, so last week we mentioned our upcoming 24 Hours of Bat event, which is a revival of a series that we first launched back in 2019, if you all remember. And this round-the-clock event will feature physical meetups hosted by all of our bat ambassadors across the globe within a single 24-hour period. It's a lot of fun. So for the first time, though, each meetup will also be live streamed via Brave Talk, meaning that you can join the action remotely from anywhere in the world in case there isn't an event happening in your region, which for most people is the case. And in addition, we're introducing a POAP treasure hunt for the 24 Hours of Bat event, which we're pretty excited about, and we're still refining the idea, but yeah, I have some really cool things in mind. So attendees, whether in person or remote, can join through the live stream to collect a POAP designed for each region by our lovely and talented artist Guillermo. And these tokens can then, be kept as souvenirs or later exchanged for a larger recognition memento if you manage to claim them all. I think it'll be fun. I hope I'm not the only one excited about it, but I really do think it will be fun. So yeah, stay tuned for more details on the 24 Hours of Bat, including specific Eventbrite RSVP links and time slots, so you can plan your journey around the globe with Bat and Brave. And we're still finalizing the date, but we're targeting mid to late September, which aligns with the back to school season, of course, in order to foster collaborations with local campus groups. So yeah, stay tuned for more on that next week. And then the last thing that I wanted to say, and then I'll really hand it off. Last week, we had a really delightful Twitter space with a project called Wallet Guard. They make a web browser extension that specializes in Web3 protections like phishing and other threats when connecting to Web3 dApps. And so what they do is actually quite different from what Brave offers, but I think combined with Brave's privacy and security protections for general browsing, and of course the wallet's secure environment for managing and interacting with crypto and NFTs, they can form a comprehensive security solution for both general and Web3 browsing. So it was a really interesting discussion. I highly recommend checking it out, and you can find the link for that on the community Twitter. Oh yeah, and how could I forget? They have this other offering. It's super cool. It's called Chat Web3. It's an AI-powered chatbot that resembles ChatGPT, but it's specifically designed to answer questions about all things Web3 related, and it aims to make Web3 more accessible to the mainstream. So yeah, pretty cool. Check that out. Now I'll kick it off to Drew.
All right, thanks, Jenny. Yeah, so that space was pretty good, and those guys were pretty awesome. So, and we're gonna for this week's Twitter Space on this Friday, we're actually gonna kind of keep it in line of the safety and security, privacy kind of topic. We'll be talking with a guy that's the community safety lead from the Pudgy Penguins. So hopefully we'll get some of their community and stuff in there as well. But that was a good space last week, so hopefully we can kind of build on that and do some more general safety and privacy talk this week. And then, excuse me, we're working on filling out the calendar for August. So if you guys have any suggestions for guests or topics, things like that, feel free to shoot them over for the Twitter Spaces. And then as far as what else is going on community-wise, we've got this. Oh, and I think Belladone put it in the chat here. You can claim the POAP for today's call in the Discord server. Jimmy Z from the community created it, and Belladone got those POAP links, so you can join up. They posted it again, so you can check that out. And then let's see, for those that are holding the Bat X Atom 8 for Brave NFTs, maybe you have noticed, maybe you haven't, but there has been a little change on there, on the kind of more so on the back end, since Cardinal kind of deprecated their services or are deprecating their services. We've migrated that over to, I think, Metaverse, which is kind of the standard for Solana NFTs. And those can now be found not only on Hyperspace, but the other exchanges or marketplaces like Magic Eden and Tensor, stuff like that as well. And then hopefully we'll have, and actually, if you look at those marketplaces, it has a new profile picture for the collection, which is the Sage, which means hopefully soon we'll have some more updates on that, but that's still soon TM, right? I think that's about all I got. Other than that, we'll have some Discord updates, things like that here for the upcoming. Once everybody's back from summer and things get busy again, we're gonna have it cleaned up a little bit. So be on the lookout for that as well. So I think that's all I got, Jenny. Thanks.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you so much, Drew. And yes, we're super excited to see our NFT collection trading on other marketplaces. As you all know, we were partnered with Cardinal Labs, and we were using their royalty enforcement protocol for our NFT collection. But Cardinal Labs has folded, and we have since migrated our collection over to Metaplex standard. And so now our collection is tradable on more marketplaces than before because with the last deal with Cardinal, the way it worked was that the collection itself and the marketplace needed to integrate pieces of their royalty enforcement protocol in order for trading to work. But now we don't need that anymore. And so, yes, the collections are more widely tradable, and we're very, very excited about that. So thanks for sharing. And I added the links in the chat. So I'm just going to pause here and address some questions I see coming in the chat box, and then I'll hand it over to Paula for her update. But okay, so Sire says 2 questions. Planning on having a central location, especially on a website that might list events that will be occurring with ambassadors? Yes, actually, we are working on a community events calendar. We tried this a couple other ways in the past. We just had like a static sort of template that we were updating and publishing through Twitter. That didn't last very long. And then we tried the Google Calendar route, but for obvious reasons, we didn't really maintain that. But we are working on another solution that should be up pretty soon, and it will contain not only upcoming ambassador events, but also the weekly events that take place in the community. So the trivia, the community call, the Twitter spaces, the Sunday games, all of that. So yeah, stay tuned. We're working on it. And then number 2, perhaps any chance of a blog or anything where we can kind of note what was done or possibly show videos of events. Yes, again, something that I will be actively working on, especially after these first events happen. So what we've done in the past is we've kind of like shared the best of the best of what's happened through the community in the State of the Bat post that comes out annually. But I think it would be nice to have a more regular update that contains, cool things that have happened in the community over the past, week, month, quarter, from ambassadors and also from other community members and teams. So yeah, we are working on something for that, sort of in the vein of the Weekly Bat, if you remember that blog and podcast that we had going on, but a little bit different. So I hate to say stay tuned, TM, but stay tuned. All right, I'll hand it over to Paula for her update.
Well, first of all, hi everyone. Yeah, like Jenny mentioned, I will be hosting a small meetup in Costa Rica at the Universidad Nacional, or National University in Heredia, which is a very prestigious university in Costa Rica. We don't have a date yet, but it will be in August or September. So the purpose of this meetup is to kind of introduce a group of people. I mean, a group of students of the career of teaching Spanish. I don't know if that's the title in English, but that is the accurate translation that comes to mind. But we want to introduce the use of Brave and resources that we can find in it that are necessary for pedagogy. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation of that. For example, the use of Brave Talk as the alternative to Zoom and other video calling platforms that are currently used for teaching. Also with visual resources like, for example, YouTube videos that are very, very common and used by teachers. That comes with thousands of ads, and I have personally experienced that since I am currently a student, and it's very, very annoying for both teachers and students. And of course, higher internet speed, which we do have Wi-Fi in universities, but to be honest, the connection is not that great. So this would be an essential resource for that. So yeah, these and many more Brave features would make teaching more easier, and that is what we are looking for with this meetup. Moving forward with the LATAM side of Brave, um, thank you. As always, a reminder of our back community calls in Spanish on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. As you know, these spaces are hosted by ambassadors from LATAM, including Wilfredo from Colombia, Luis from Venezuela, and sometimes Rafael and Jose from Honduras and Venezuela as well, and me, of course. You're always welcome to join us, whether if you speak Spanish or just want to support us. With these ambassadors, we do weekly meetings on Tuesdays as well. We discuss future content for Twitter. We set up these spaces and just share general ideas and thoughts for Brave's expansion in the region. Yeah. And speaking of Twitter spaces, from the ones we do weekly on Fridays in the back cave, I make summaries if you miss them or just want more information about the guests and things like that. So you can always find them in Twitter and Discord. In Discord, you can find them in the AMA Calls Recap channel. So yeah, you have an alternative if you enjoy reading better than listening podcasts and things like that. I'll be sharing the Notion link in the chat in a moment. And I need to upload like five of these summaries, but you'll be able to see them later today. So I'll be sharing the link in just a few seconds. And we are also working on more content, such as reels, short videos, and voiceovers in English and Spanish. I am working on some scripts in Spanish at the moment that I'll share very, very soon. That's my update. And yeah, thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Paula. We are so pumped for your upcoming event, and I know you're going to crush it. And yeah, as for the Twitter Spaces summaries that she mentioned, just so everybody knows, the recordings of the actual spaces are always available, and you can find those on our Twitter. So, you know, if you want to re-listen to the whole hour, then that's available to you. That's at your disposal. But if you prefer a written summary, or if reading is just more of your jam, then you can check out those written summaries as well. They contain, you know, pinned links and other details that you can't see from just listening to the recording. And then I just wanted to add on to Paula's update. She did mention content that she's working on, but she and I will be working together on refreshing some Brave browser and BAT tutorials, like some of the old ones that we have on our YouTube channels. You know, how to set up and use Brave Wallet, et cetera, et cetera. You know, Brave Rewards update. We'll be updating some of those older videos that are now quite out of date. So please stay tuned for that. And let's hand it off to Guillermo now for his update.
Hello, everyone. I don't have much of an update, just been overall helping with the ambassadors, doing the PO-apps and some of the artworks. More recently, I've been working more with AI, which can be interesting to a degree, to create some visually stimulating pieces and to see how we can engage with AI to create new pieces of art and how we can modify it long-term and short-term. And I'm curious to see what are the new legislations that are going to come upon it, if any, to be honest, and what are the possibilities and everything that it entails. I'll just use this segment, honestly, to make another question to Marshall. I think 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I asked Marshall about his opinions on NFTs. And since AI is such an hot topic, I think I would really love to hear about Marshall's opinions on AI. If Marshall's game for it, of course.
Sorry, you wanted my, beg your pardon, you wanted my opinion. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, good. Sorry, the Bluetooth headset dipped out from it. You wanted my opinions on AI?
Yes, because I think there's an overall, you know, there's the panic about AI being this new being that is going to control everything. However, I tend to see it more as an information aggregator, not as much of an intelligence. Can you give a little bit of your own insights on this topic?
Okay. Do you remember Mahatma Gandhi's response when he was asked about, Mr. Gandhi, what do you think about Western civilization? And his response was, "Oh, I think it would be a good idea." That's a joke in case anyone missed it. And so you asked me about AI, and I haven't really seen anything I would call AI. I see a lot of very interesting large language models, which are synthesizing data, and I use them every day to answer very obscure questions and save me literally dozens of hours over the course of a week searching. Which is one reason why I'm very, very happy with the work we're doing inside of Brave on that with our own models, because then I can use those and have a little more privacy in addition to the things I'm asking about. Although, frankly, I think if anyone ever actually looked at my my prompts log, they would probably fall asleep after about a minute, but that's okay. I'm not really an expert on it, quite honestly. You know, if Brendan joins, then he has, I think, much more interesting opinions. And we hear from him internally in the company about various projects, including the AI stuff. It's interesting. I mean, you know, it's everything we have now is a very useful tool, which is primarily used to reduce my search time. And if all we get out of this, quite honestly, is faster search engines or more focused search engines, then I'm very happy. I, of course, do not think that we're ever going to see anything like the Terminator series or the Cylons or all this other stuff, because there's just such a huge gap going on between what we see now and what's really required to make those things tick. I'm not particularly worried. Oh, excuse me, a gentleman is walking up here and he's about to say something. I'll be back. Sorry, talk with you a little later.
Thank you, Marshall. I have to say it's relieving to hear that you're not particularly worried. You guys don't want to hear my thoughts on AI.
Maybe we do.
I don't know if I want to share them, but you know what? While we wait for Marshall to come back here, I can address some questions from the chat quickly. So hang on a second. I saw that C-Ray said, and I think this was pertaining to the ambassador events and community events. He was saying it would make sense to have all of that on the Brave website, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think it would be really cool to have it on the basicattentiontoken.org website personally, and we'll see what we can do about that. Although we do have plans for our, I guess I'll just call it community calendar for now, to exist independently from the website. But if we could have it embedded into the official website or websites, I would certainly be very pleased. And I think it would get, you know, a lot more eyeballs on the stuff that we're doing and probably pull in a lot more participation. So yeah, that's the ideal, and we will strive towards that, though it might be a little bit more difficult to do that. But yes, C-Ray, I'm with you, and I think that would be really great. And then Belladone asks, Battern or Jennie, would you consider xborg.gg instead of Zeely for ambassador quests? The app is in the early stages of development, but it could provide similar quests to Zeely. Yes, Belladone, we may, although we are actually in talks with another partner who we haven't unveiled yet because we're still, you know, just sort of working out the details about that partnership. But they have a very interesting and unique quest feature that we can apply to numerous different areas, not just ambassadors. And it looks like that's something that we may be implementing very soon for quests. Try not to say too much, but yeah, maybe I'll be able to give a more comprehensive update on that in a couple of weeks' time. But yeah, we probably will explore Xborg's quest feature in the meantime, since we already partnered with them, and maybe Sherrell has something to say about that too. We'll see when she comes up here in a few minutes. Let's see if there are any other questions. I think that's it for now. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep up. Okay. All right. Cool. So is Sherrell here?
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Sherrell. Yeah.
It's me.
Welcome.
Yeah, so I mean, since we're talking about Xborg, I'll give a quick update there. So last weekend, their Extreme Championship Series ended. So the finale tournament was actually from one of our partners at EV.io. And the final big overall winner was a team named Eternity Clan, but our Xborg sponsor team did come in second place. So if you want to see that, the tournament is an announcement I made last week, and you can find their Twitch channel there, and you can go back and look through everything. So congratulations to all the teams that won. Congratulations to the $500 winners over the 2 days if you joined in for the streams those days. So I can't today, but I will go in depth with some numbers after I share them internally at next week's All Hands with Brave. But the series led to some really impressive download and engagement numbers, and we are very excited about the next phase of this project, which is, or a partnership, I should say. That's going to include like a 5-part Becoming a Legend series. So it's going to be like a docuseries of the tournament, the Extreme Championship Series overall, and then some content that was filmed while we were in California at the 3XP event. And then, as there's been some conversation about in the chat, we started a conversation today about the Xborg community gaming app, which is similar to a lot of the questioning apps you've seen, but this one is like a little bit more gaming focused. You kind of start with an avatar, and you can build this avatar up with POAPs, like sweatshirts and different NFTs that will become a part of this overall presence in the Xborg ecosystem. And you can gain and enhance your character, your player, or avatar through these different tools and quest, anything that we want it to be. So if that's something that we're interested in, I know it's come up a little bit, that is something that we can talk about, but it's in its early stages. It's going to be out in September, and they will start a beta for that soon. But lots to still do there. But I am, for those of you who heard about it earlier today, I love that you're excited about it. That's it for the Xborg side, but I also wanted to give an ad update for those of you who don't know. Outside the community efforts I talk about a lot here, my main role is actually on the ad ops team. So what that means is that I spend a lot of time working on ads. I manage our new tab takeover calendar, and I work with self-service campaigns and features. So for those of you who may be interested in some of the day-to-day features, we recently launched some new reporting tools that I hope will be exciting for advertisers who are using the self-service platform. And then on the new tab takeover, formerly known as sponsored images, depending on who you ask, what we call it, we also released with 1.56 updates to the way that the counter tracks sponsored images. This is an effort to increase how users see and get the opportunity to get the new tab takeover. The biggest impact of this will be that if a user quits the browser but only opens like 1 or 2 new tabs, they will actually get a chance to see the new tab takeover on subsequent restarts, rather than having that counter reset and possibly not seeing a new tab takeover again. So be on a lookout for all of those updates. They're going to be rolling out here soon. And then if you guys are ever interested in more updates like this on the ad side, let me know. Happy to talk about it. I actually love talking about ads. I just don't hear always, because sometimes I can kind of nerd out on it a little bit. But happy to answer any questions you guys have about ads during the week. And that's it for me.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much, Sherrell. That was a great Xborg update, and I'm happy the community is getting so involved and really enjoying all of the cool stuff that we're doing with Xborg, and I know there's so much more to come. I'm also really pumped to see some of that footage from the 3XP event back in June. I think it'll be cool for the community to see too, because we've talked so much about it, but not everybody can, or it's sometimes just like hard to visualize what we're actually doing at these events. So it's nice to be able to show rather than tell all the time. So yeah, that was awesome. And I think that the ads updates are super, super welcome. And yeah, I do like the name for the new, the new name for the sponsored images, the new tab takeover. I think it sounds more fun.
It does. I like the name. I'm still getting used to it. I've been calling it sponsored images for like 2+ years that I've been here. So every day I'm working on calling it by the new name.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky to remember when you're so used to calling it by another name, but this one will gel eventually, because it's very catchy, I have to say. So yeah, thanks so much. And I also wanted to shout out Belladone, who's coming in hot with the links and instructions in the chat today. And yeah, just being super helpful. So thank you, Belladonna. We see you. You're the best. Appreciate you. So yeah, I don't know if Marshall is back, but Marshall, if you are back, would you like to give your Web3 Brave Talk update?
Yes, I can. Let's see. Step 1, share window. Yep, that's the one we want. Very good. So we rolled out a couple of updates this morning on Brave Talk. The first is, now I don't know how many people this has happened to, but apparently spam NFTs are a thing now, particularly on Polygon. And so one of the things you'll notice, I don't know how well you can see it here, there's a little checkbox that if you have NFTs from collections that appear to be spam, and I'll explain how we know that in a moment, then this little checkbox will show up off and it'll show you the NFTs you have that we think are legit. Or if you really want to make your eyes hurt, you can click the box and you will see all of these spammy NFTs that have shown up. Now, you're going to find this hard to believe, maybe, but this particular address, when used on Polygon a week ago, had 0 NFTs. And then Drew was kind enough to send me these 2 NFTs right here. And as soon as he sent those to that address on Polygon, all of these other ones basically showed up within 24 hours. And so consequently, we added this little feature so that you can basically see the NFTs that are not spam. Now, the obvious question you have is, how do you know if an NFT is spam? The answer is that both Brave Talk and the Brave Wallet use a third-party service called Simple Hash. And these guys are basically the indexers par excellence of the NFT world. And among other things, they provide very fast access to NFT images. And they also run a number of algorithms to look at the NFTs which come from a given collection to determine whether they are spammy or not. And they put a little spam score in there. So if you've been using the Brave Wallet, for example, and you've got the auto discovery and it's not showing you all of your NFTs, odds are the ones you are not seeing are the ones that got tagged as spam. And I think that in the nightly version of Brave, we have Nick's code, which allows you to basically turn off the filtering if you want to turn off the filtering, and in some cases you do. But that is that this is something that went live into Brave Talk this morning. The other thing is that we got some complaints from some people, not a lot, but a few, that if you joined a Web3 call with a particular NFT as your avatar, and then you went to another meeting room, you still had that NFT as your avatar. And that was true even if you went to a regular old conference room, not a Web3 conference room. And so that basically got fixed. The NFT or the avatars are sticky to your conference room now, and they don't go between rooms. So you can go to different Web3 rooms if you want and have different avatars. And then the final thing, which I will show you, is there's a third kind of bat gating or third kind of token gating, which was in fact invented by this community call about 6 weeks ago when we were showing this off, and someone said, "Ooh, could we just token gate based on whether or not you have BAT?" And so that got put into production today, and you'll notice basically if you select this as your choice, then in order for someone to join the call, they have to have non-zero BAT. Now I'm going to let you in on a secret. Non-zero BAT does not mean one bat. It means one, help me out here, Drew. How do you pronounce WEI?
Way?
Way. Okay, we'll go with that. I've heard it pronounced 6 different ways. You can have one way worth of bat, which is like 10 to the minus 18th worth of bat. So the smallest possible amount of bat you can ever have, and that'll let you in the room. Now, depending on what people think of this feature, if someone says, "Oh, we really want to have not bat, but we want a gate on Solana, or we want a gate on this or that, that can be added. That can be added fairly easily as well. So these were the three big things that came in today. Next week, we are expecting to be launching into production support for Polygon, and of course, again, I'll just point out that although the cost of sending NFTs to people on Polygon is dramatically lower, that's all really good. Thank you very much. You'll want to be using that spam filtering sort of thing. And then we are probably going to enable a week from this Monday token gating based on Solana NFTs. This has been a little more challenging than I'd like, because basically the way that the Ethereum wallet works and a Solana wallet works, they're really two very, very different models. And this explains, for example, why MetaMask does Ethereum and Phantom does Solana, and you don't really see either of them doing both. Well, the people at the Brave Wallet apparently didn't get that memo, so they're doing both, and that's nice for me. But it also means that it was a much more difficult integration, simply because we have to accommodate two different wallet models. Any questions by any chance?
Well, I got a question. So now that the like you won't have the NFT show up on your other calls or whatever, would it be possible to make that like an option? Because I think I'm gonna miss Jenny's lava lamp on any non-token gated calls.
I was going to say that lava lamp can stop following me around.
Well, it turns out, you may find this a little hard to believe, but it turns out that when you go to start a call, and let me just, I'll show you a little trick, although it's odd that people on the community don't know this. I'm sure people must. When you go to start a call and it is asking you for your name, you can erase your name and basically just insert an emoji. And that's what will show up. Let me just pull up an emoji really quick. Yeah, here we are. Sorry. And now, I mean, this is really one of those things that's just sort of odd. So I will just copy the grinning face emoji and put it right in there. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong thing. Bad copy paste. Try it again. And boom, boom, boom. Boy, I am really not. It's not working as well as I like. Just a moment. Let's try it one more time.
I saw yesterday, I think on the ambassador's call, Moonbeamer had a moon in her name.
Yes.
The emoji.
All right, let me try it now. There we go. And so, bingo. The thing is that there were a number of people inside Brave who really did not like having the avatars not being bound in a particular room, privacy issues, blah, 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 blah. Fine. And so I don't think we're gonna provide an option, but it's like we have a weekly all hands at Brave with about 140 people every week. And I was just amazed last week, half of the people on there had like emoji for their name. It was really, really quite cool, I gotta say. So, Jenny, what I'm gonna suggest is you find that lava lamp emoji somewhere and you plug that in, and that will be sticky for your non-Web3 calls. Is there in fact a lava lamp emoji? There must be.
I don't think there is, but there should be.
There should be. Yes. Why? Well, okay. And in fact, I'm just looking at like hundreds and hundreds of different hits from Brave Search, and yes, quote. Here's an interesting. I swear there was a lava lamp emoji. What happened to it? So there you go. Okay, that's all I got.
This is really great. What a wonderful update, Marshall. I think these are all really welcome additions. And You gotta love it when feedback from the community makes it into the product. I think it just speaks to the value and efficiency of these community calls. You know, some of our best product ideas come from you all, the power users, and you all know what people want to see, and it's great when we can see that implemented. I think C-Ray has a question though, so chime on in, C-Ray.
Yeah, it might be similar, but I know you're saying instead of our name we can put in an emoji, but why don't we have an option like where I'm looking at my name and it's showing like SS or the B next to Battern? Can't we change those into images as we wish and still be able to keep our name for people to see?
Well, I mean, you could in fact, instead of getting rid of your name like I did, you could just like, type your name or whatever you want your handle to be, and then, hit the space bar or not, and then just paste in the emoji, and you'll get both your name and your emoji. Let's, I mean, that's a fairly, that ought to work. Let me just show it real quickly, like start a call. And let's see here. So let me share the screen so you can see what I'm doing. Window.
I guess I'm going to be the
there we go.
emoji and then the name.
Well, no, it's whatever you like. So here I got the emoji there, and so I'm just going to go to the left-hand side of it, Rose, and well, I guess that makes me Mo, doesn't it? I wonder what happens if I do this. No, it's apparently. Yeah, because I could do that. I don't know which is. Honestly, I don't know which is better. You'd have to decide, because I think the deal is you get 2 characters in your little avatar thing, and the emoji counts as 1 because basically it's just a Unicode thingamajigger, I believe, and then the other one. So, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, of course, now at this point, we're all going to have to go through and look at our big Unicode maps and find what amazing characters we can put in there. Yes.
But yeah, I guess what I was looking at is trying to find out, like, to have a profile pic, basically, that anyone could use and then still have your name showing. So at least you're saying the emoji wise, but you're still going to be kind of limited or what have you. And
Well,
sorry, go ahead.
no. Go ahead. I'm just. Well, I see. So I don't know if how well you can see this here, but you'll notice that although the avatar is the smiling face M in the lower hand corner, let me just double click on it and get a better view. I don't know if you can see that or not, but in the lower hand corner, I basically see the mute symbol, because that conference I'm muted in, the M because I'm the moderator, then the emoji, then MROSE, and then in parentheses me. So I think you would pretty much get that. And let me just try a quick little experiment here. Sorry, just a second. Boy, I tell you. Let's see. All right, let's try that. And that's what I want, settings probably. And so I'm just doing a little profile name. Okay, very good. So let me do this real quick, like. Okay, so what you should be seeing now is you should basically be seeing me in the emoji thing. And if you look in the lower left-hand corner, you'll see the emoji and the emeralds and everything. So I think this pretty much has most of the functionality there. Basically the thing is we need to find the master list of all emojis. Master list of all emojis, and see what comes back. Ooh, Japanese emoticons.me. 100
Okay.
most popular. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But just was saying I did test. So you can see right now on one I have C-Ray, but I did like the crazy face. But then it would show crazy face, C-Ray in order to have it. Where I was talking about being able to differentiate, have the complete name, but then under that icon where I have that crazy face, we'd be able
Mhm.
to choose anything that we want. Or ideally, I'd like to be able to see the Web3 so someone could actually choose to put their NFTs if they wanted. But otherwise, like on this call, they can't choose to do it.
Right. Well, yeah. This is not a Web3 call, um, and so I mean we're a lot more sort of limited on here. Um, I suppose it might be an interesting feature for a Web3 call to be able to click down on something that would allow you to, just as you and I both changed our names in the lower left-hand corner, be able to select avatars or something. Um, yeah, that's a possibility. And of course, the thing which we've not yet started working on because we're still trying to figure out the security properties is the ability for a Web3 call for me to have a little drop down when I go to your Square and be able to click on send crypto and have the uh, send crypto widget pop up pre-populated with your address that you joined the call with. And that is a little tricky from a security perspective. We've been able to figure it out, but I've just not been able to put enough brain cells on it without interruptions in order to make that happen. But I think it will happen because that's really what I was hoping for the Web3 Brave Talk, among other things, to be able to basically have peer-to-peer send you some crypto, just like you can do with the wallet, but without having to copy paste the address, having it all be automatically and all be as secure as we can make it.
Go ahead, Belladone.
Maybe it was an accidental raised hand. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it might have been an accidental raise hand. Well, I think the emoji addition to the PFP area is a good one. And I do see what C-Ray is saying, though, where it would be nice to be able to just like plug in a regular photo. But, we'll get there. And it's kind of cool to work through these suggestions and input in real time. But this was awesome, Marshall. Thank you so much for this Web3 Talk update. We do have a couple more updates to run through. So we might go a few minutes over time, but I think that's okay. But I'll hand it off to James now. And if you guys have any more questions for Marshall, just drop them in the chat and we can read them aloud in the last few minutes. But take it away, James.
Yeah, I think a great presentation from Marshall, and I think highlighted a feature that we're currently working on. I know I've heard others mention that some NFTs were maybe not appearing. This could also be just a challenge with something that Simple Hash runs into, which is accurately marking certain NFTs as spam. However, in any event, we are adding a spam group or spam tab to the wallet. At least the first iteration of this, you'll be able to navigate to the spam NFT tab. There'll probably be some sort of disclaimer there, but the idea there would be that you could unflag specifically flagged spam NFTs as not spam, have them appear in your normal NFT gallery. So that's one feature that we'll be rolling out soon. If you've paid attention to Nightly, you've probably also noticed we've added Stripe as an on-ramp, which is working pretty well. And I'm in Texas, so it's like one of the only ones that works for me right now. Other things that we're focused on, team is mostly focused around performance. Now that we're getting closer to launching Wallet 2.0 UI updates, performance, I think, is something that we really want to focus on. I think this is this can be a major user experience issue. So performance is something we're working on. We're also looking to optimize some of the balance lookups, so things just should feel a lot snappier once the 2.0 wallet stuff really rolls out. And by 2.0, I really mean like if you've been using Nightly, if you've maybe even been using beta, you've probably seen the expanded wallet if that's the wallet view that you choose to use. However, I think a lot of users just use the extension, or what we call the panel. So the panel will get a whole overhaul, and we'll one of the goals, top level goals with 2.0 was that we would mirror the exact same experience that it's in a smaller viewport, but you'd have the same functionality that you do in the expanded view inside of the panel view. So you'll be able to see your aggregated portfolio balance. You'll be able to see your NFTs, essentially do everything that you can do in the large wallet. So that's something Douglas Daniel's been working on quite a bit. And then I think maybe Brendan touched on this or spilled the beans on the last call from what I heard, but we're looking at payouts on chain. This is, I think, a huge deal. So I've been working closely with Christopher. And we're still working on BTC support. And if you're on Nightly, I believe you can access BTC support through brave://flags. It should be close, if not within the next couple of weeks, in a state where you could at least hold BTC in the wallet. We'll be doing more follow-up work to actually allow you to send or transact the BTC that you hold. But that'll be interesting, and I think soon to follow, once we do that, will be ordinal support, which Simple Hash has already announced that they've got. So we should be pretty close to ordinal support out of the box soon as well. So some exciting things for Wallet. Thanks.
Hey, those are all really awesome updates, James. Thank you so much. I feel like we could spend an entire hour just unpacking all of that. We are a little short on time, though, so if anybody does have questions for James, feel free to raise your hand or type them in the chat. And James also mentioned Douglas Daniel, who's one of our senior software engineers on Web3, and I think he's in the room today, though we might not have time to bring him up. But Douglas, if you want to pop in next week and give an update, I'm sure Luke and the gang would appreciate it. So yeah, there's that. But I will hand it off to Carlos for his BD update, and and then we'll take any last questions, and then we'll wrap it up for today.
Yeah, thanks, Jenny. Can you guys hear me? You're going to hear it in a second. I'm actually cooking dinner while I am listening.
Oh.
So,
what are you making, though? At least, tell us that.
Oh, well, spaghetti and sweet Italian sausage with homemade tomato sauce.
Oh, man. I knew it was going to be good, so.
Yeah, so no, but the timer's going out. So quick BD update. I mean, first of all, I have no problem following Marshall and James. Marshall, great update. I love the product. And it's amazing how quickly they were able to put on Polygon and Solana and get it. I mean, this is such a legit, amazing product that if you know, and you can appreciate it. And, props to James and team. Also, the wallet update has been amazing. I've been using Brave Wallet and seeing those updates, and it looks fresh. It's really refreshing to see. On our side, we can't really say much because we're going to be announcing something, but we do have some other chain functionalities coming into the wallet. I'll have a better announcement as time comes. But I'm super excited to get Bitcoin in the wallet as well, as James talked about. And I've also been focusing a lot on the API side, which is why I really haven't been on the calls that much. So that is going really well. We're just hitting the ground running. We closed some really important contracts there. And I'll be doing a lot of travel to both AI, and we'll be doing some crypto conferences as well. So that's pretty much my quick BD update, given our constraints on time and the fact that I have to stir my sauce because it'll stick. You're so good, fellas. You know what I'm talking about.
Hey, thank you so much, Carlos. That was really awesome, and appreciate the dedication to coming on, even in the middle of cooking dinner. That's really great. Hey, it's really hard to multitask when you're involved with tomatoes, because that stuff stains. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Thank you to all the team members who gave updates. Thank you to the back community team for holding it down. Thank you to Belladone. And thank you to everyone for tuning in and listening and sticking around till the end. We really appreciate you all, and we will see you next week. And in the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful evening and rest of the day. Take care, everyone.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.